This is for the concerned and the interested. And because my condition health is such that I cannot open my case in a proper way, and I even went to the police, but they think this is just a normal black magic thing on me. However, this is more than it's a black magic that has ruined many families that I've known, my family and another family. And also because the person doing this is very clever, I can't get them like that. So I'm this unseen force, although the energy has been suffocating me for years, this unseen force, God's help, has come to me through all this torture and torment, to a great extent, agony. This aunt has been involved in helping my father come down, and families go against family members. Once, before the jinns got into my aunt's body in my room, my father had worked hard and there was good fortune. But after the jinns came in my aunt's body, gave her such good luck that later on, after some years, she married a tuition master Pakistani who left his first wife to marry her. And like her jinn said that she would get a gem of a person who married her despite her physical challenge. And now there were 3 jinns in her body, coming in her body. Sorry. There was a male jinn too, Abdullah. So her gem of husband had no problem with this. So the tuition master husband was started to do very well. First, they took my grand aunt, her aunt's apartment, shifted there. They could not afford an apartment for themselves to stay in. Slowly, they became very rich. Gradually, but not so slowly, they ended up in a defense house. And then she was even giving money to her brothers. A hard-working man like my father was coming down, financially having problems now due to the Middle East, Iran-Iraq war. And this aunt was the first one to give me in detail how his family in Dubai was turning, my father's family in Dubai was turning against him, and how they were putting him down and all. So if you know this aunt and you've been rich and then you've been ripped of money, and you don't want to, you become really stubborn, like I became against my principle for 8 years. I didn't want to see her, and inside I was really in a very bad shape and condition. If your mind is really messed up and now you feel you have no future with your ones who were your loved ones, and you're really messed up, and you've become so closed, and you start punishing yourself, and you blame it on your loved ones, and things just happened, and you will never ever see your daughter or your mother again, and you want to publish this thing against your daughter, your mother, your father, like, I disown my principal mother, Mrs. Munira Gulzar. Even if I explain that this black magic, this psychic power which brings great damage, disaster on families is on you, you would not believe me, because now it's inside of you, has messed up your mind. And I could even tell myself and flip the next moment against what I am warning you or making you aware of. So this unseen force was telling me what we took for granted, and we never questioned this aunt about where the money comes from, tracing her money. I think she didn't take it from that family, the one she damaged even further, and took the wife to Canada. And now the mother, wife of someone, doesn't want to go back to her family in Karachi. Now she doesn't have a husband. Her husband died of cancer. So you could believe that this aunt, prayerful for you, may God give you immense, may God fill you up with this and that. This is when I used to also press her body. May God give you everything. Inshallah, Ameen, Allah. And then in front of you, she will tell you, no, Zahra's intentions are very clean. Art is clean. Allah, I love Zahra. I pray for her. And crying. She could faint. What would you think of me saying all this against her? Actually, I'm sorry. It's even worse than the bad word. I said she gives to her sisters. It's an Urdu Sindhi word, and it's like a female pimp. Maybe this is a mental illness, bipolar mania, or something like Jekyll and Hyde. The person changes. Once it's not her, don't tell her daughter, her niece, if it comes on her. And if it even the niece or the daughter stands against her for justice or to save someone, then we are cursed, abused. So long time back, before she told me recently on the phone from Canada that I should go see a psychiatrist, and that if it was her daughter, she would confiscate the internet. Long time ago, her mother should have told her to stop this, acting like she's a special person because she's got jinns coming to her in her body, and that whatever she wants now should be given to her. Otherwise, something bad will happen to the person who won't give it to her. And whatever mental illness she has had from that time, she should have gone to a psychiatrist. But we, fools, sympathetic towards her, didn't even send her back home when she was in my room being possessed. And her occult practices, like Saturday night, she wants to know the person I will get married to. She has done this thing of putting the shoe or a sandal slipper under her pillow to see who I will get married to. So what is this? And the way her occult practices have set families, brothers against brothers, mother against daughter, daughter against daughter, sister, daughter against mother. So damaging, it's an irreparable loss. And now she has changed because God has given her 2 daughters and 1 son. So I don't know why recently she has changed. She hasn't really changed, but she is pretending to have changed. And we heard this from late Uncle Ahmad that, this aunt was telling his wife where Ahmad uncle was going and was telling her that her jinns are informing her. But once he looked behind while driving and saw this aunt's husband in a taxi following him. This I've heard with my own ears and seen with my own eyes. I was present there when he was saying this. This aunt somehow took the opportunity to exploit a couple, a family, and then take this person to Canada with her. So one bad fish in the pond can contaminate and kill the rest of the fish. And if one person with a bodily challenge and a tuition master who had no money can make such a big damage, why can't I contribute while oppressed in this condition, make a difference now, thanks to the social media and the free things, the free uploading, so I could at least maybe not save that person or myself dying and flipping. As my religion says, one person in the community, if they are in trouble, to save them. And this was my dream long time ago. I mean, my wish to save someone who's with this aunt, but we couldn't go to Canada. I even mentioned it to her son-in-law,